Welcome back to Interesting Individuals. Today we're visiting the Fantasyland comic book store in South Bend, Indiana, where we're going to take a look at the field of comic books and the dealing, selling, buying, and trading of comic books, and talk to several people who are involved in this business. Welcome again to Interesting Individuals. We are here at the Fantasyland comic book store located on Western Avenue in South Bend, Indiana, and we're going to explore the world of comic books. And one of several guests here today is Mr. Brian Wood, owner of Fantasyland Comic Books. Thanks for letting us stop by today.
Hi.
I'd like to know, how long have you yourself been in the comic book business?
I've been here for about 5 years.
And what is it like to deal and trade and sell comic books?
Well, it's a fun business to be in. It's one thing.
All right, and about what type of comic books are in demand and that people come in and try to buy here?
Well, the last couple of years there's been a large amount of comics being produced, but it's mostly superheroes. But there is a different amount now. Love comics, war comics, every kind you can think of now.
What age range of people are mainly your customers?
Mostly 8 in the 20s, college age. Some kids.
And you say that the superheroes are the biggest type of... Do you happen to know how many people in the United States, just roughly, are involved in the trading business of comic books?
Oh, maybe seriously like 100,000 people.
I understand that comic books, and we have a large display here, we'll be scanning around the store and looking a little bit. As far as future plans for comics, there is a censorship and ratings on comic books that they're going to do soon. Can you explain that?
Okay, well, DC Comics is starting a rating system now, and they'll have mature readers or universal readers on their comics on the cover. So if it's one for an adult, they'll have mature readers, and one for any age will say universal comics.
Now, does that mean that certain kids of smaller ages won't be able to purchase this at a regular dime store or what have you?
Well, they won't even be able to buy it at my store, supposedly, if they're underage.
All right, and this rule has come about just recently, right?
Very recently, yeah.
All right, and where do you see comic books going in the future?
Well, that's a tough question. I really don't know the answer to that.
All right.
Change every year. That's one thing about comic books.
Let's get to some of the value of some of the comic books and the prices. You have a couple of comic books here that are, I believe, okay, and could you hold that up, please, and tell us a little bit about that?
This is the first appearance of Iron Man. It's worth about $160.
160?
160, yeah.
$160, and is it because of its age, how old it is, or?
Age, rarity, who appears in the book, things like that.
And is there another one here, or?
This is the only one. This is the one that says mature readers now. That's the stamp they'll have on it.
All right, and if we can, I'll take the comic, and this is the new censorship that will be seen on all comic books in due time. What I'd like to do right now is just walk around a little bit and take a look at some of the comics that are here, and if you could just maybe while you're off camera add a little comment on some of these that we have here and how popular they might be and who does them. Let's see. Okay, well, needless to say, we have the Captain America,
Everybody's heard of him.
and this is one of the superheroes that is popular with.
In the 40s.
Okay. Here's another one that's familiar to all. How long has Spider-Man been around in comic book form, do you know?
25 years now.
And naturally everybody is familiar with these. How do the Archie comics sell? Pretty good?
In regular stores they sell good, but not in comic stores.
No, it's not a big comic fan.
No, not for adults.
Now, I noticed that comic books is not all you sell. You sell old books and magazines of all types, and this one I think will look familiar to a lot of people. How popular are the Life and Look magazines that you have on hand?
All old magazines.
Now, you have quite a few of Life and Look magazines on hand here at the store. Where do people come in and sell them to you, or where do you go about picking them up?
They just bring them in, that's why I get most of my stuff.
We have Raquel Welch when she did Kansas City Bomber. That's been a few years. And here's another life from July of 1972. Does this man look familiar? He should. He ran for president that year. Nothing like nostalgia to take you back. Here was probably the most popular comedian at this time in 1972, Flip Wilson. Remember when he had his popular TV show on NBC? And we go back even further. We go back to 1966. Probably America's most popular actress right here. A little bit more. And then Now Look magazine has just begun publishing again. And just anybody coming in looking for, has that helped promote the old magazine much from the past? Or?
Well, I think it's Life magazine started over.
Look is, okay, I'm sorry, excuse me, Life, all right. And here is one from February of '63, and if you see up in the corner there, the main story is Jacqueline Kennedy fox hunting in Virginia. And the old Saturday Evening Post. Well, the Saturday Evening Post is still, is it currently a magazine yet?
I think it is, yeah.
All right, here is one, August of '62, former President and American General Dwight D. Eisenhower. Now we're going to move along a little bit here to more of the gruesome ones. The monster magazines, how popular are they with the kids?
Monster magazines are popular.
And are there any of these current brands of monster comics or books being made today yet?
I don't think they make monster.
Nope. So they are really collector's items, as the saying goes. And these books are rather unique. What they do is they tell how movies are made and how horror films are made, and interviews with certain, so it's not really a comic book. Is it declared a comic book or just a comic?
It's a magazine. They do have comic stories themselves.
They have some comic stories. Here is one that is just recent, February of '86. Might be some familiar faces on this one. Let's go back a little bit here. I remember Monsters of Filmland. And here we have December of '76. The History of Jekyll and Hyde, a new book on Bela Lugosi. So you monster buffs, there's a lot in here that you can find on how to make monster movies and how popular they were. Lugosi's Transylvania Trip, King Kong's Colorful Crash, lots of little humor tidbits thrown in these booklets that a lot of people will enjoy. I don't know if I dare show this face to the audience or not, but this is from a recent horror film, The Thing or The Fly, the remake I think it was. Boris Karloff in Bedlam, The Mad Ghoul, just a little bit of the monsters of filmland, and I think we'll move on a little bit. Fangora. How about Mad Comics? Here's the Mad book. Mad's always sold well in all the stores. This is pretty popular.
Yeah, they still publish Mad.
And do kids come in looking for the old Mad issues a lot?
Yeah.
Do you happen to know off the top of your head, how long ago did Mad start becoming published? Do you know?
The magazine format is 1984.
So it's over 30 years. We will just touch bases briefly on this one, but there are a few copies of this around in the store. Back over at the other side in the corner here where we have some neatly displayed comics, and let's zoom in for a look and see what we have. We have Fairy Tale Parade. Looks like your typical giant here, as he has two captors. He appears to be a princess and a wild stallion. The good old Casper the Friendly Ghost with his friendly witch Wendy. Here's one every man alive should be aware of. Ha ha ha. Vampirella. There she is. Meet evilly Vampirella's cousin, the wildest, weirdest witch ever to cast a spell. That ought to be interesting reading. We're going to journey over to the other rack now and see what we have. We have a book up here concerning the Vietnam War. It's just simply called The Nam. And this is Marvel Comics' 25th anniversary, I can see, with this book here.